हे गौरी देवी रणचंडी देवी, हे गौरी देवी रणचंडी देवी, हे शिव रमणा जगमा, हे शिव रमणा जगमा, हे शिव रमणा जगमा, जग जगदोधारिणी जग जगदोधारिणी माता दुर्गा
दुर्गायै नमः। श्री जगदीश्वरी दुर्गा माता 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 श्री जगदीश्वरी दुर्गा माता, श्री जगदीश्वरी दुर्गा माता, श्री जगदीश्वरी दुर्गा माता, स्वागतं सुस्वागतं स्वागतं सुस्वागतं श्री जगदीश्वरी दुर्गा माता, श्री जगदीश्वरी दुर्गा माता, श्री जगदीश्वरी दुर्गा माता, स्वागतं सुस्वागतं स्वागतं सुस्वागतं श्री जगदीश्वरी दुर्गा। राजराजेश्वरी राजीवनेत्री, राजराजेश्वरी राजीवनेत्री, शिवमनोरञ्जनी भवभयभञ्जनी, राजराजेश्वरी राजीवनेत्री, शिवमनोरञ्जनी भवभयभञ्जनी, श्री जगदीश्वरी दुर्गा माता, श्री जगदीश्वरी माता, श्री जगदीश्वरी दुर्गा। सृष्टि स्थिति लय सृष्टि स्थिति कारिणी देवी सृष्टि स्थिति लय कारिणी देवी दुष्ट निग्रह शिष्ट पालिनी दुष्ट निग्रह शिष्ट पालिनी दुष्ट निग्रह शिष्ट पालिनी माता श्री जगदीश्वरी दुर्गा श्री जगदीश्वरी दुर्गा सुस्वागतं स्वागतं सुस्वागतम् विश्वरूपिणी विश्वाधारिणी विश्वरूपिणी विश्वाधारिणी पालय मां सर्व पापनाशिनी पालय मां सर्व पापनाशिनी श्री जगदीश्वरी दुर्गा श्री जगदीश्वरी दुर्गा माता स्वागतं सुस्वागतम् स्वागतं सुस्वागतं स्वागतं सुस्वागतं श्री जगदीश्वरी दुर्गा माता श्री जगदीश्वरी दुर्गा स्वागतं सुस्वागतं स्वागतं सुस्वागतं स्वागतं सुस्वागतम्
It is with great joy that I welcome all of Swami Jyotirmayananda's devotees here and throughout the world to our 2020 celebration of Mother Worship, Navaratri Puja, here at the Yoga Research Foundation ashram in Miami, Florida. As we know, the Devi has chosen to wear a mask at this time in the form of COVID-19. However, we are truly certain that the vision of grace flowing from Guru Dev will make it ever so easy for us to see the compassionate face of the Mother shining with love behind the mask.
Om Tat Sat everyone. Today I'm going to sing Aigiri Nandini Nandita Medini. Aigiri Nandini Nandita Medini Vishwa Vinodini Nandanute Girivara Vindhya Shirodhini Vasini Vishnu Vilasini Jishnanute Bhagavati Heshiti Kantha Kutumbini Bhuri Kutumbini Bhuri Kriti Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shailasute Suravara Varshini Durdhara Darshini Durmukha Marshini Harsharate Tribhuvana Poshini Shankara Toshini Kilbisha Moshini Ghosharate Dhanujani Roshini Diti Sute Roshini Durmada Soshini Sindhu Sute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shailasute Ai Jagadamba Madamba Kadamba Vanapriya Vasini Hasarate Shikhari Shiromani Tunga Himalaya Shunga Nijalaya Matyagate Madhu Madhure Madhu Kaitava Bhanjini Rasrate Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shailasute Aishata Khanda Vikandita Runda Vitundita Shunda Gajadipate Ripu Gajaganda Vidharana Chanda Parakrama Shunda Mrugadipate Nija Bhuja Danda Nipatita Khanda Vipatita Munda Bhatadipate Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shailasute Airana Durmada Shatruvadodita Durdhara Nirjara Shakti Brute Chatura Vichara Durina Mahashiva Dutakruta Pramatadipate Durita Duriha Durasaya Durmati Danavaduta Krutantamate Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shailasute Aigiri Nandini Nandita Medini Vishwa Vinodini Nandanute Girivara Vindhya Shirodhini Vasini Vishnu Vilasini Jishnanute Bhagavati Heshiti Kantha Kutumbini Bhuri Kutumbini Bhuri Kriti Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shailasute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shailasute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shailasute. That's it.
It is with great joy that I welcome all of Swami Jyotirmayananda's devotees here and throughout the world to our 2020 celebration of Mother Worship, Navaratri Puja, at the Yoga Research Foundation here in Miami, Florida. And now on Sunday, October 11th, the third of the 3 nights dedicated to the worship of the Divine Mother as Goddess Durga, our revered Guru commences the program with a Sanskrit invocation.
Om Om
Durgayai Namaha. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swadha Namostute. Adorations to the Devi, who is Jayanti, giver of profound victory. Mangala, leading the soul to supreme auspiciousness. Kali, Devi, who brings about the dissolution of the world process. Bhadrakali, giver of blissful dissolution. If there is ordinary dissolution, there is no solution to life's problems. Supreme dissolution is complete awakening, spiritual awakening. Kapalini, holder of skull in her hand, that implies vairagya, dispassion. Durga, one who removes all obstacles, Durgati Nashini, and destroys all evils that obstruct your path to liberation. And who is attained by yoga sadhana. To that Durga Devi we offer our adoration.
And now Rajneesh and I have the pleasure to sing for you a special song written by Sri Swami Lalitanandaji in adoration to the Divine Mother. It is entitled, O Devi Durga.
May you shower
And now the highlight of our celebration, our revered Guru's special lecture on the third night of Mother Worship.
Om Dum Durgayai Namah. Om Dum Durgayai Namah. Om Mahavidya Mahamaya Mahamedha Mahasmriti Mahamoha cha bhavati Mahadevi Mahasuri Pratistam cha sarvasya gunatraya vibhagini. Just give you some sample from Stuti, prayer that Brahma offered to Yoga Nidra in the process of awakening Lord Vishnu. Remember, the storyline, which is highly allegorical, Lord Vishnu, who was lying on the bed of Shesha serpent, deeply in a profound samadhi. And from his navel there arose Brahma, the creator. First came the lotus. On that lotus was Brahma. And Brahma had hardly commenced to play the role of his manifestation, that is the role of creation. And suddenly he looks around and there are two demons ready to devour Brahma, Madhu and Kaitaba. Madhu is honey, representing raga, attachment. Kaitaba is dvesha, hatred. And they came from Lord Vishnu's ears. And at that time, Brahma offers prayers to that Devi, Durga Devi, to awaken Lord Vishnu from his deep slumber. Tvameva sandhya savitri tvam devi janani padapara tvayiyat dharyate vishwam tvayayat srijyate jagat. O Devi, you are Sandhya Devi. Junction of day and night is called Sandhya. And these are times for best suited for profound meditation or profound worship. But from a very subtler point of view, when you open your eyes, it is day. When you close, it is night. Come to a state where there is neither opening nor closing. Opening and closing is a function of vrittis, thought waves of your mind. One vritti rises and falls, another vritti rises and falls. For easy understanding, follow the cinema show example. All that you see is led by projections. Projection after projection cast upon the screen. But one form that is projected goes away, another form is projected over it. Even though it seems continuous to you, but many forms have come together to create an illusion of continuity. Similarly, the world experience is created by continuity of continuity of thought waves. One thought arises, falls, rises, falls. Means projection after projection. Put it more in a technical way, that's the example of bhava pratyaya. Vritti-based experience is called pratyaya. And reality is pratyaya bhav. So the reality is neither opening the eye nor closing it. But that's the ultimate. But in your practice, you can't go to the ultimate. You start even with your own eyes, opening and closing, but ardhon milit, half, not too much, up or down. All these are highly allegorical, but in practice it becomes, at ritual level, it becomes very helpful in your sadhana. So that's Sandhya Devi. Also understand that the whole Navaratri Puja is highlighting the worship of Devi, who has three aspects: Kriya Shakti, Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti. Kriya Shakti is the basis of your Purushartha. If you have Kriya Shakti, you will you live your life with purpose. The purpose of life is dharma, artha, kama, moksha. If you are following that, it's called Purushartha, self-effort. And so that's Durga Devi. Kriya Shakti allows you to be well matched with his spiritual project of Purushartha. Therefore, she is the giver of Shakti, special strength to continue to live your life pursuing the goal. I will not go into further detail. And the same Devi, in another aspect, is Ichha Shakti, Lakshmi Devi. The first Devi is in Kundalini plan. First Devi relates to your navel center. Second Devi relates to your heart, Anahat Chakra, heart center. And third Devi, your Ajna Chakra. These three also match up with AUM. So the second Devi is the source of Ichha Shakti. The profound Ichha, Sankalpa develops in you for attaining enlightenment. That comes because of love of God. Nothing can strengthen your resolve unless there is a love behind it. So that bhakti movement, that's called love of God. That path is bhakti yoga. And all satsanga, etc., all relates to Lakshmi Devi, the giver of prosperity, implying divine virtues, and enabling the soul to be highly spiritually enriched. And same Devi plays the role of Saraswati at the Ajna Chakra. Saras. So life becomes Saras. If you are living in a house with dark, all windows closed, and you have kept up a lot of pictures, and you look at it, see the peacock dancing here, and owls hooting in another place. No matter how entertaining it is, It is nothing compared to if you open the window and look into the vastness. So it's that opening the window, it makes it saras. Things become joyous, delightful, source of all inspiration. So that's what Saraswati movement, Jnana movement, Jnana Shakti. These three Shaktis play their role through your integral yoga practice. And I summarily describe it like Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti. And these stories are presented in a highly allegorical manner. Allegorical manner implying they are like a spiral. Durga Devi follows one spiral. In that spiral, she presents Lakshmi, Saraswati all together. Now the same spiral goes into another level. They are interlacing spiral, like temples, the old time temples had. But even in the spiral, it goes up and up like that. But here the spiral is interlacing. Goes this way, goes that way. So therefore, in each level of Durga Devi, how many does she destroy, etc. But again, Lakshmi Devi comes to destroy more. As Saraswati Devi comes, she also destroys. So that's to give you a simple sample. Coming back now to this sutra. O Devi, you are Sandhya. You are Savitri. Savita relates to the sun god. And that luminosity proceeding from the sun, Savitri, the three aspects of your personality become purified: thought, word and deed. Or consider more subtle way, three aspects of your relative consciousness. When you dream, three aspects have gone in illusion: the subject, object, interacting experience. Similarly, in daily life, three aspects are led by Maya. They are not reality, they are like mirage. The idea I am this body-mind complex, and the world is real before you. And your experience. So, experiencer, the field of experience, and the world that you are experiencing. Seer, seen and sight. All these three become purified by the Devi. And the Devi, Janani Para, Supreme Mother, Mother of the entire universe. Tvayayat dharyate vishvam, tvayayat srijyate jagat. O Devi, by you the entire Vishwa, world, universe is sustained. By you the entire universe is nourished. as well as the entire universe is led to dissolution. In other words, three functions behind the universe: creation, sustenance, and dissolution. All this is possible by Maya, Maya Shakti. And Maya Shakti I have explained, same as Brahman. Tvayayat palyate devi tvamatyante cha sarvada visrishtau srishti rupatvam sthiti rupa cha palane. God, that Devi, is Srishti Rupa, creation, Sthiti Rupa, sustenance, Tatha Sangriti Rupante Jagatosya Jaganmaye, and she is destroyer. All this dissolves. In fact, these three processes go on all the time with everything around you. If a tree is growing, so many old cells have to go away. First, new cells are created. And when they are created, they are being sustained. In the end, they are also being destroyed. That goes on happening every moment. Srishti, Sthiti, Sanghar. And the Shakti behind all that is the Devi. Durga Devi, Lakshmi Devi, Saraswati Devi. Mahavidya, Mahamaya, Mahamedha, Mahasmriti. That Devi, as goddess Saraswati, is Mahavidya. That Vidya that leads you to liberation, knowing which all is known. That Devi is Mahamaya. If you are dominated by Rajas and Tamas, then Mahamaya plays the role of avidya, ignorance. Same Mahamaya plays the role of Vidya. Vidya and avidya both are Maya Shakti. Therefore she is Mahamaya. Mahamedha. Medha Shakti is Shakti in your mind based on dynamic blossoming of faith, the strength of faith. And of course, as the faith advances, when Shraddha advances, you are led to intuitive knowledge. Intuitive knowledge is that Medha Shakti. And Devi is behind that. Devi is the deity behind your Medha Shakti. Mahamedha. Mahasmriti. All your recollections, this mystic energy behind recollection is caused by the presence of the Devi. She is the Smriti. But Smriti can be ordinary Smriti that keeps you bonded with the world. It can be divine Smriti called Sumiran that can put you, that will intensify your spiritual progress by japa, meditation. And Paramasmriti is a recollection, divine recollection. Who am I? All these are the glory of the Devi. Mahamoha cha bhavati Mahadevi Mahasuri. So Devi plays all these roles. Mahamoha, soul that needs to go through experiences for its evolution. If a lot of tamasic samskaras are locked up, the soul has to pass through yatana, lots of pain and misery. At that time, the mind of a person does not go towards spirituality or divine sadhana. That type of grip over the mind is Mahamoha. And it can go both ways. It can be, you become spiritually sensitive, and devotion to Divine Mother, devotion to God develops. Then in spite of all the challenges that you face in the world, you remain nirmoha. That also is caused by the same Devi who induces moha or takes the moha away. She is Mahadevi. Mahasuri, Asura term here, relates to the lower self. All the energies that the lower self receives, the source is the Devi. They are short-circuited energies. Another version says Maheshwari instead of Mahasuri, which seems much better. Maha, great Ishwari. Maheshwar is Shiva. Then there is a description of Devi's weapons. And let me give you the mystical meaning behind it. The articles in the 10 hands of the Devi Durga. Khadga, sword. Represents discerning intellect. Intellect that tears up the illusion created by the blend of truth and falsehood. Truth and falsehood, they become so blended. But this Vivek Khadg separates it. Follow the philosophical way of explaining it, the discrimination between the self and the not self. And that subtle intellect that does it is that Khadg. Chakra, discuss, that's the role of grace. Gada, mace, that represents repeated practice of sadhana. Gada parinyaya. Each time you do a visualization, I am pure, I am Shuddha, Buddha, Niranjan, spotless. You have hammered, but very little. Do it again and again and again. And wait, if we are not shaken by challenging situations, we have succeeded. So that type of abhyasa practice is inspired by the Devi in your personality. And that's how her mace operates. And all these blessings that you receive from the Devi, they are removing from your personality Rajasic and Tamasic forces that obstruct your spiritual progress. Mala and Vikshepa, to speak more precisely. She holds in her hand chop. Chop is a quiver containing arrows of mystic thoughts, divine thoughts, thought process which becomes highly sublime, and that shoots from your mind, removing lots of illusions, and your purified mind becomes like a quiver, and a quiver that doesn't shiver in the hands of the Devi. Parigha, she holds an instrument like a club that to dispel forces of darkness. She holds shul, spear, penetrating insight. She holds Bhushundi, its explosive device, missile. In yogic terminology, it's called Virya Shakti. Virya Shakti rises out of Shraddha, faith is strength. This strength is not strength of your muscles or the body. It's that strength of spiritual vigor that makes you soar. Your soul is not limited by your body. Soul soars on the wings of Viveka and Vairagya to the highest goal. So that type of strength is Virya strength. Shira, she holds skull in her hands. The skull means Vairagya, constantly presenting the vision that your personality is just a skeleton. Reality is far from that skeleton. Shankha, the conch that blows, that relates to Vivek, awakening of discriminative knowledge. So far we have touched upon 9 articles. 10th, hand is empty. One hand to be empty to use all those things. So these are the instruments held by the Devi. These are all implied in your sadhana movement. When Kriya Shakti is being awakened, then you are using your discriminative intellect. You are using your sadhana that blends with divine grace. You are using abhyasa and allowing your mind to become the source of inspiring thoughts. And you have the power to dispel. And all those, again, all those points I have said, they are different qualifications that develop in your own personality. So do not think spirituality always in the form of a big war. And in this process of prayer to Devi, Brahma says, "O Devi, Madhu and Kaitabha, they are trying to destroy me. Please delude them. And awaken Lord Vishnu." So Devi's role is to delude the negative qualities in your personality. They delude your asuri and tamasi qualities. Delude your pride, your anger, your hate. How do you delude them? You're going to be very angry, your mind is exploding. But you say to yourself, "I don't have exploded enough. I will collect a little more by tomorrow." When that idea enters, Devi has deluded your mind. Because you don't act up immediately, gradually begin to calm down. I'm just giving a simple, witty way to explain. How do you delude the negative qualities? And that subtle delusion operates. The same pride that bases completely vanity, it inflates your ego. The same thing becomes subtle way with the grace of Saraswati. You feel great pride in deflating your ego, not inflating it. You wait for the opportunity when you will do some act that brings such joy in your heart that you don't need any praise. So you are working for your real ego. But what has happened? Ego that was inflamed, looking so big like a balloon, now simply shrinks. Now, and please awaken Lord Vishnu. So that these two demons come to their end. Now, as a result of this prayer of Brahma, for the sake of awakening Lord Vishnu and for the destruction of Madhu and Kaitabha, the Devi presiding over Tamoguna, you must realize Tamoguna, when we say Tattva, Rajas, Tamas, Rajasic, Tamasic gunas that degrade, they are only a negative aspect of the gunas. In other words, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, each one is as pure, as holy as you can ever imagine. But all the three gunas can operate in a negative way as well as in a positive. So the Devi that refers to tamasic, tamo guna, that Devi has immense power. and operates in helping you in all the three stages. In the stage of practical reality of the world, handling the, to put it more in a special way, practicing integral yoga. That's your real purushartha. Real self-effort is focused upon turning your action into karma yoga, emotion into bhakti yoga, willing into dhyana yoga, raja yoga, and the process of understanding into jnana yoga. So all these four, integral yoga is presented in little abridged fashion in three stages: karma, bhakti, and jnana. Bhakti includes dhyana automatically. The bhakti and dhyana is called upasana. Karma, kanda, upasana, jnana. And in all the three gunas operate in different blend. Now that Maya Shakti in storyline awakens Lord Vishnu from his eyes, mouth, nose, arms, heart, chest, all over the body. The energy was withdrawn or touched in a special way, and Lord Vishnu awakened. What's happening to Lord Vishnu has to happen to you. This is called pathetic fallacy. Lord Vishnu didn't need any. But all this is allegorical presentation that if you understand it, enables you to be inspired to follow the sadhana. Your sadhana awakens the Vishnu potential. But I will not go into detail so that we enjoy this story. So Lord Vishnu woke up from his Shesha Shayya, from the bed of the Shesha serpent, and saw those two demons, those devilish demons, Madhu and Kaitaba. They were very strong and valorous. Their eyes were red with anger. Their mouths were open. They were just trying to swallow up Brahma, the creator. Just like you see a wolf or a bear or a tiger opening the mouth and waiting to grab its prey. So Vishnu himself was under the grip of those two terrorized beings, Madhu and Kaitaba. Lord Vishnu began to fight with those by first using only his arms. Bahu Yuddha. And continued for 5,000 years. So if it takes time in your sadhana, don't worry. You will Lord Vishnu and continue his fight for thousands of years. See the moral behind it. Sustained effort. And those two were not defeated. And they were becoming more and more intoxicated with their strength. But Mahamaya had deluded their mind. And under that delusional influence, they began to say to Lord Vishnu, "Oh Vishnu, we are very pleased with your heroism. Ask any boon you want." And Lord Vishnu said, "If both of you are pleased, may you both be slain by my hands." Just this only I want. This is what I want. I have no need for any other boon. So he is getting the boon from Madhu and Kaitava. Suddenly Madhu and Kaitava realize that they have been tricked. And they said to Lord Narayana, "All right, you can kill us, but where there is no water," because this is all ocean everywhere, and all that was going inside the water, this whole fight. Mystically, water implies the mirage type of operation created by Maya. All things you experience is in the waters of mirage. Again, I will turn your attention to that bhava pratyaya and pratyaya bhava. All that your experiences are projections. And projections are hiding the screen. In a cinema show, all that you are seeing is appearances created by projections, but not the screen. The screen is constantly being hidden. So all this that is hiding the screen is like water of illusion. And in this water of illusion, all the world, all the battle, spiritual battle, takes place. So, Madhu and Kaitava said, in their mind, that Lord Vishnu will not find that possible. Everywhere there is water. So they are as if immortal. Lord Vishnu said, "All right, tathastu, let it be so." Lord Vishnu, with in his four hands, Shankh, Chakra, Gada, Padma, extended his thigh and said, "Here is no water." And drawing both heads of Madhu and Kaitava, he chopped off their heads by his chakra. Those four, Shankh relates to jnana, wisdom. Chakra relates to karma yoga, self-effort that draws grace. Gada relates to dhyana yoga. Padma, lotus, relates to bhakti yoga. So, this integral yoga movement is awakening the strength of Lord Narayana in your personality. And led by that integral movement, these two were sublimated, Madhu and Kaitava. Madhu and Kaitava being sublimated implies that Klishta vrittis were sublimated in your chitta. Klishta vrittis are, or Klishta samskaras, avidya, ignorance, egoism, attachment. That attachment is called Madhu. Hatred, that's the Kaitava. Ragadvesha and Abhinivesha, fear of death. All these 5 aspects, they are the basis of all afflictions in this world, all types of pain, sorrow and misery. These are 5 fingers behind all of it. And those impressions, they are destroyed if you have work upon removing raga and dvesha. They are the central core of those 5 kleshas. Central core again is more allegorical way, implying if you have developed vairagya, raga is sublimated by vairagya movement. And dvesha is sublimated by jnana movement. Neti, neti. Why do you hate things? If you have to hate everything. Nothing should be left behind. All that is not self, hate it. Hate it. So dvesha becomes sublimated by jnana. Brahman alone exists. And neti, neti. And raga becomes sublimated. All is God, Brahman. All is nothing but the divine love, shimmering through all names and forms. And all this becomes possible. The early stage, clearing the ear, Shravana. I'll just give you a little episode. Even children should get inspired. And this is the parable of 2 friends, farmer and rich man. They were boyhood friends. One stayed as a farmer, another became a millionaire, a rich merchant. As a merchant, he lived in a big city. As a farmer, he lived in a village. Now it so happened that he heard the news that his rich friend is suffering from a terrible disease. Must have been a virus. And he is close to death. So, immediately all his love for his friend awakened in the heart of this villager. And he was already 60, 70 years old, and he was becoming a little deaf, high of hearing. So as he went to meet the friend and to have the last communication of loving relationship, he starts thinking, how will I act? Because he can't hear what the person says. He had already created a drama in his mind. When I go there, I say, "Oh friend, how are you? Are you pleased to see me?" And naturally he will say how pleased he is, because he was a very great friend. So he had his own drama within his mind. So when he goes there and he was led to the person suffering terribly from a mortal disease, and the man said, when he said, "How are you, my dear friend?" And he said, "I am dying." Said, "Oh great God, how happy am I?" It took a long time. And the sick man suddenly developed a understanding, kind of strange reaction in his mind. That the person whom he considered such a great friend has been such an enemy in waiting for his death. He started shouting, "Getting out from here," and so forth. So, illustration of if you don't listen correctly, but you are listening to what you have planned in your own mind, then you are lacking Shravana, the art of listening. And Durga Devi awakens that Shravana. Now your ears will be always keen to listen to the glory of God. And that becomes a big channel, Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasana, and the ultimate attainment. So Devi opens the gateway to the highest samadhi. Raj Yoga opens the gateways of your nostrils. Jnana Yoga opens the gateways of your ears. And with this, we conclude for tonight. And meditation on the Devi. Keeping your eyes closed, mentally visualize the Devi riding on the lion with many arms, and every hand holds a special weapon or object. All that is held in by the hands of the Devi. They are scriptural insights and strength of sadhana. And the lion itself is faith, strength of faith that brings about amazing dynamic revelation of your strength. And that Devi riding on the lion, Devi brought about the destruction of Madhu and Kaitava. And there are many stories. All those are allegorical. But simply, also the Devi is the presiding deity of your navel center, called Kriya Shakti. So all your Kriya, all your activities, they become highly purified by the grace of the Devi. So with that, closing your eyes, mentally visualize the Devi, and you may mentally repeat Om Dum Durgayai Namaha, Om Dum Durgayai Namaha. And while repeating, see the Devi smiling at you, and her grace is showering over you. Om Dum Durgayai Namaha, Om Dum Durgayai Namaha, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Now we perform Archana for the Devi, Durga Devi, and concluding with Arati. Om Adi Shaktaye Namah, Mahadevyai Namah, Ambikayai Namah, Parameshwaryai Namah, Ishwaryai Namah, Anaishwaryai Namah, Yoginyai Namah, Sarvabhuteshwaryai Namah, Jayayai Namah, Vijayayai Namah, Jayantyai Namah, Shambhavyai Namah, Shantayai Namah, Shantyai Namah, Brahmyai Namah, Brahmandadharinyai Namah, Maharupayai Namah, Mahamayayai Namah, Mahashwaryai Namah, Lokarakshinyai Namah, Durgayai Namah, Durgaparayai Namah, Bhaktachintamanyai Namah, Vrityai Namah, Siddhyai Namah, Murtyai Namah, Sarvasiddhipradayai Namah, Mantramurtyai Namah, Mahakalyai Namah, Vedamurtyai Namah, Vedabhutyai Namah, Vedantayai Namah, Vyavaharinyai Namah, Bhagavatyai Namah, Om Dum Durgayai Namah. And concluding Arati. Om Jai Jai Arati Vigna Vinayaka, Vigna Vinayaka Shri Ganesha, Jai Jai Arati Subramanya, Subramanya Kartikeya, Jai Jai Arati Venugopala, Venugopala, Venulola, Papa Vidura, Namanita Chora, Jai Jai Arati Venkataramana, Venkateramana, Sankatarana, Sitarama, Radheshama, Jai Jai Arati, Gauri Manohar, Gauri Manohar, Bhavani Shankara, Samba Sadashiva, Uma Maheshwara, Jai Jai Arati, Raja Rajeshwari, Raja Rajeshwari, Tripur Sundari, Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, Mahashakti, Jai Jai Arati, Anjaneya, Anjaneya, Hanumanta, Jai Jai Arati, Dattatreya, Dattatreya, Trimurtavatara, Jai Jai Arati, Shanaishwaraya, Shanaishwaraya, Bhaskaraya, Jai Jai Arati, Sadgurunatha, Sadgurunatha, Shivananda, Jai Jai Arati, Venugopala. Om. Om Natatra Suryo Bhatani Chandra Tarakam Nema Vijito Bhanti Katsuguto Yamagni Tamev Bhantam Sarv Anubhati Sarvam Tasya Bhasa Sarvidam Vibhati Hari Om Tatsat. We'll be ending with the prayer. We offer a special prayer for the shower of Karunamaya Ras, the grace of divine compassion, threefold grace, the grace of Durga Devi, Kriya Shakti, blesses you with Shakti, strength to face your challenges and emerge shining bright, stronger than before. The grace of Lakshmi Devi is the giver of bhakti, devotion to God. And the grace of Saraswati Devi is the giver of mukti, liberation. Shakti, bhakti and mukti. And that's the subtle message behind the Devi being worshipped for 9 days. 333. 3 at your Manipur chakra, Kriya Shakti, Shakti, strength. Strength at your heart center, then you begin to develop divine virtues. Real strength lies in cultivating virtues, Devi Sampat, in coming to the climax, self-effacement, nirabhimanita, absolute humility. And the absolute goal is mukti, no longer trapped by the cycle of birth and death, free of the virus of death, mrityu virus. And so, without these blessings, may God, the Divine Mother is same, one and the same Brahman. May that Divine Mother shower His grace over all of you, blessing you with Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe सुगंधिम पुष्टिवर्धनम उर्वारुकबंधनान् मृत्योर्मुक्ष्यमामृतात्। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम तत्सत्।
अम्बा परमेश्वरी अखिलांडेश्वरी, अम्बा परमेश्वरी अखिलांडेश्वरी, आनंद रूपिणी पालय मां, आनंद रूपिणी पालय मां। अम्बा परमेश्वरी अखिलांडेश्वरी, अम्बा परमेश्वरी